You're watching the Tesla Life live with your host, Mark Conlon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tesla Life number 422. Here we are, the 30th of July. Guys, I hate to say it, but we're over halfway through the summer, man. It's fading fast. Get out there and enjoy it. But yeah, we got a bunch of news that we're going to report on today. With me, as always, we have Mr. Casey Green joining us from the undisclosed location somewhere deep inside a mountain in the mid-Atlantic. How are you today, sir?
All right. The audio decided you want to do something special because there's a different browser with the same audio, different settings, and then there's an update to the app, and now there's an update to the firmware. Do I want to try it in the middle of the show? You get 2 firmware updates for the car.
Oh, my goodness.
None of them gave me anything I could see. So
we will get through it. We always do. Also with us, as per usual, Mr. Patrick Connor from the West Coast. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. Coming to you from a nice, cool office here that is chilled by a heat pump now.
Oh, he's got the heat pump.
Yesterday. Yep. And I've mentioned this a few times, what was happening with my friends, and they're all like, oh, what are you going to do for air conditioning? I'm like, what? Do you... I assumed they were educated. I was wrong. A heat pump is a lot like an air conditioner. It just has a reversing valve. So, in fact, if you have a modern air conditioner, it's based on the exact same technology. In the way it cools your house is it takes the heat and it pumps it outside. And that's more efficient than actually doing it other ways. So, and the difference with a heat pump is that if you want to warm your home, it can do that too by taking the heat from outside and putting it in the house. And there is still heat, even if it's freezing outside, because think on the Kelvin scale, not the Fahrenheit or Celsius scale, there's still heat energy. Otherwise, you're at absolute zero and you have bigger problems.
Yeah, you definitely would at absolute zero. But welcome to who was in the chat room first. We had Digital Blade joined us first, then Derek, then Anders. Lee Moon is now with us. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, on that heat pump comment, I'm using the federal incentives that are going away soon. So if you are interested in an EV, you have until the end of September. Heat pumps and other incentives, you have to look at them exactly which ones, but are ending by the end of the year. So act fast, don't hesitate, and get these really cool products that help make a greener, cleaner world.
Absolutely. Use the incentives while you got them, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some of the building ones get a little reprieve, but even then, it's got all these little like conditions, like it had to be started by this day, in process by this day, finished by this day. Look it all up. It's like we keep saying with the cars, if you see it works, do it now. Obviously with construction and contractors, it's a lot harder. And with the people who are pushing this, being led by somebody who claims to be a successful real estate developer, he has seen a thing or two with contractors not running on time and et cetera, et cetera. So they, I don't imagine that he was in all of it. They tip their hat to that scenario. So your local utility, you might see them rushing to get a solar project done or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So there is, as the show always says, if you come across a deal that works for you at that time, get it, because the playing field changes all the time, my friends, and you never know when you might be locked out and looking in from the outside. So if you're on the fence, do your homework and make your decision.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move on to the first. Oh, Derek is coming to us via a supercharger in Northern California. So Derek's charging on the way and listening as he goes. Very good, Derek.
Awesome.
We've got an interesting piece of news to start off, and that is that Nashville has announced what they're going to call music loop for the.
Cool.
So I spotted this just a few days ago and decided this would be our lead story. And I love the title I did today, which was, of course, Nashville Gets Boring. So I thought that was good. But this particular run that Nashville officials and the Boring Company announced a couple days ago will be an initial stretch of about 10 miles. And it's going to run from the major airport in Nashville, BNA, I believe, is the call letters. And it'll run right down to the downtown district. So about 10 miles. And with it all being underground, you're going to cut out about a 10 minutes out of the 20 minutes it typically takes to get there by surface. So you're cutting the time in half by taking the Boring tunnel from the airport directly to the downtown core. And for the people of Nashville, this seems to be a pretty good deal because, of course, there's a zero hit to the taxpayer. Boring is going to pick up all the costs. They will create the tunnel. They will pay for the tunnel, and then there's going to be some sort of operational fee that will be charged, but fares are going to make up for that. So not all the details are set yet, but with the announcement, the state has said that they are going to allow the Boring Company to follow state land. So, for example, they'll use the highway, underneath the highway. They'll follow that for some of the way to the downtown core. And that will reduce costs for the Boring Company, so because they can use that land, and of course there's nothing in its way. So this is great. We've always talked with the Vegas Loop expanding rapidly over time as to what would be the next project for the Boring Company. There has been a couple of previous discussions about an airport link in other cities, Ontario, California, Chicago O'Hare. Neither of those actually came through, but reading the article here, it does indicate that there are still a few hurdles to overcome, a few T's to cross and I's to dot, but it sounds like the people in charge, the governor of the state, the city mayor is on board with this. So it looks like it's a good deal that it'll be on its way shortly. They want to get it done in about a year, and they want construction to begin immediately. So they'll have to get, obviously, permits will have to be filed and approved, but it sounds like everybody wants to get rolling right away.
That's awesome. I'm just shocked that they can drive from the airport to downtown, and even with today on the surface streets, 30 minutes. Or did you say that
20 minutes? 20 minutes on surface streets.
That's impossible. That's no traffic at all. Okay, they're not used to West Coast traffic. There's just no way you could do that in 20 minutes. Wow. So this is great, especially if the government is on board with it. They're going to have to work with the Port Authority if they're at the airport. And I really hope that they have a nice, easy way to get off of a plane and then go right down and get onto the music loop. Is that what you said it's called? Yep. Yeah, the music loop. Because you wouldn't want to have to take a shuttle or some other thing to get there. That would just add pain to it. And if you have this support from the local government, then they're going to allow you that access. And that's the way you want to have it. And then once that's established, we've seen this in Vegas, this hotel or convention center or whatever is going to be like, well, we want to move people to our place too. So we want to connect to it. So if you get a good anchor, like an airport in downtown, everyone's going to be, any business of any size, notable size, is going to want to have access.
Absolutely, that just makes sense. If the project's going to be going ahead, there are going to be several downtown businesses / hotels that probably would like a direct link from the airport, and that there would definitely be people discussing about how they could be added to the loop. And really, that's exactly what happened with Vegas, right? Like, it was the convention center first, and then some neighboring hotels were going, you know what, if we connected to this, we could get patrons that are going to the conventions, and they would stay at our hotel naturally because transportation is really baked in, and they can just go to the lower level, hop on a Tesla, and be driven right over to the convention loop. So yeah, I can definitely see how Nashville will follow this along.
Cool.
What do you think, Casey? You think that this is? Have you been to Nashville?
I've been to Nashville. Yes. Did I do anything in Nashville besides use a supercharger or look at a supercharger? No.
I've been there a couple times, and I was always surprised of how busy traffic was on there. Like, there was basically 2 highways you had to take from the airport to get to downtown, and it was maybe it wasn't 2 highways; it just seemed like 2 highways. But I remember a sea of lights, brake lights, as you would head into the city. As Patrick mentioned, it's probably 10 minutes on the day with no traffic, because it did seem to me, recalling back, that it was longer than 20 minutes. It seemed to be we're on the road a little bit longer than that. But this will be a great alternative and another mode of transportation for the city. And of course, any population that goes to the boring tunnel will be taken off the roads. So there'll be less traffic for everybody else. So It sounds like a win-win situation here.
One of the things you mentioned is right-of-way. I hadn't thought about that before. So the city's going to grant them right-of-way under the freeways and things. But wouldn't you want to take the most direct route? And if you're going under someone else's private property, what are the laws there? How deep do you have to go? How much ground under your house do you own, or a business or whatever? I have no idea what the legality of that situation is.
I know in different states there's different laws, because I think in Texas, for example, you don't automatically own the mineral rights underneath your property, but in other states, I believe you do. So I don't know what Tennessee's laws are, but yeah, you're right. There's when operating the boring company, I am sure that they have a lot of due diligence to do to figure out what, and I'm sure that's already done at this point if they've submitted a bid to do this. But it is interesting to know, do they have to follow certain rules or not? And as for direct line, I'll have to pull it up on the map to see if the highway really is a kind of direct, or if it's wavy. I'm not really sure.
That would be interesting to look at.
Yeah. So so that's great news, and we'll see. And of course, we will keep you informed as time goes along to see if this story gets updated. Very good. Let's go to, what do we got? Oh, I've got the next story. Oh, it's gone. Let me just load it again.
Is this Tesla's new affordable Model Y details?
Yes, indeed. So the Model Y Lite, I'm calling it, because really it's not the Model Next. Would you guys agree on that?
Yeah, it is a cheaper Model Y. So yeah, that's a good name.
Yeah. So the Model Lite was, they believe, seen in a couple of instances, and it's really easy to spot at this point, because it is the only Model Y that has a roof that's not glass. It's or it's blacked out. One or the other. It's you can't see through the roof. So let's put it that way. It may be glass still, or it may continue to be glass. Not really sure, but they've got some sort of a lining or something that blocks being able to see into the car or out of the car from the roof. Would you agree with that, Casey, or am I missing something on that?
I would agree with that. Absolutely. I would say that, yeah, you are not intended to be able to see up from the seat, see that big, beautiful view.
Yeah. Great question at this point would be, do you guys even look through your panoramic roof on a regular basis? I know that I don't, just to be honest. I'm driving, and I really am not looking out the roof. You as a driver, do you look through the roof?
I mean, it's my windshield, so yeah.
Well, for the Model Y, the real view is from the second row. Yeah. With the X, I loved it, and yeah, it was a big windshield, and now the second row kind of gets that advantage, but it does make it feel roomier just having the light coming in.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think I know they're trying to make it more affordable, and that's great because that expands it for more markets. But if they're putting glass and then blacking it out, that just seems
that's an extra cost, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that just seems wrong.
Yeah,
it's an extra step. I don't know if you cut enough corners, it could still be cheaper. I would think that to make it not glass would cost more, especially if it's not going to be the bulk of your production.
Right, because then there would be that you have to modify the production line and to enable it to handle both glass and non-glass versions.
Well, not just that, you also have to then modify it to not have all the stuff you already shoved through the hole in the roof to not be shoved through the hole in the roof because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, oh, no, they'd still have the same hole. They just at the end, instead of putting a piece of glass there, you put in the stamped steel or whatever to cover it.
That would be one way to handle it, but then you got to make sure you don't bend it, crease it, or scratch it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, whatever system is there is used to handling glass, so I think it'd be all right. But hey, if they want to go really cheap, they could have a convertible Model Y and not put anything in.
It's just a canvas cover that just clips on the side.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not great at car washes, but hey, you can't have it all.
Have you seen The Martian?
Exactly. You worked there, didn't it? Got him home.
Yeah. So, it's the new model Mark Watney.
Lee Moon says that when he's parked or at a long light, he looks up. And yeah, okay. I can give you that. I can't think of one instance when I would use the roof, and that would be when I'm in a big city like Toronto and I'm downtown. I do like to, when I'm at a light, look up and see I'm at the base of all those tall buildings on both sides of me, and that's kind of cool. So I have done that. But normally, I really don't look through the roof at all.
Yeah. So my statement, budget, doesn't actually contradict what Lars is saying here, because if he's saying that you're not getting the clear, beautiful view glass, doesn't necessarily mean it's not made of glass, unless he literally said it's made of metal. It's my take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Some of the other thoughts is that there's no split headlights. The front bumper camera, I think that's still got to be there.
I don't think so. One of the things Lars said is that the FSD does not use that camera. That is strictly there because customers asked for it. And so that means that they could take it out.
Does it mean it can't use it, or they don't intend to use it? Why not use an input that you have that's calibrated?
Maybe they're not using it in FSD currently, and there's really no need to use it. Like, we all thought that it was the possibility of putting a front bumper camera would be that you could nose out into traffic, and it would give you the ability to see more quicker. But
on the last update that I checked, so not the 2 updates I just got, I went to the camera preview and I noticed that they had expanded what they show us for the preview for the B-pillar camera, and that thing can see like 90 degrees. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was surprised because when you looked at it before, it was more of an angle like they used to show in the ad, and now it's pretty wide.
Yeah.
But that's still back behind where the driver's head is. It wouldn't hurt to be able to use that camera if you have it. And I'm wondering if that might be a requirement for the empty, actually some Spark Summon version 2 or whatever. Because there are chances where it could lose track of what's in front of it and something end up in that blind spot. And with that camera, that shrinks the blind spot down to practically nothing. I mean, it's still there, but I don't think anything that they could damage the car, except for like a nail or something, could fit in the new blind spot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Budget Audio has indicated that Lars, during the interview at the X Takeover this past weekend, it indicated that the glass would be taken out.
Yeah, that's the one I was responding to, because
Okay.
Tesla and old Microsoft kind of answer things the same way. And so unless he literally said they're changing it from metal, there's a chance that he could have been saying that it's not the same glass they're using now, and
Yeah.
or that it would be opaque. Or from what I know of from insiders and such, you'll be interested in the treatment that they put on that glass to make it further not glass, not what we're used to.
Some other leaked information would be that the back indirect light bar would be removed, replaced by something else.
This one bugs me a little bit because I don't get why Ford or Tesla are doing this. If you have a signature look, a signature thing that just like calls out your brand, you should continue to include it at no cost to the customer. Versus the newer, cheaper, the flat plastic, matte, scuffed up that Ford does, or what Tesla's doing and removing them on the Model Y, or apparently doing on the Model Y, and what they are doing on Cybertruck. I mean, yes, it is more expensive, but
there is in the auto industry, like for example, GM on their electric vehicles. I know that you have to get the updated trim in order to get the front light bar at all in their vehicles. Without it, it's the base model doesn't have it, and they're looking at that as being a way to get a person into an L2 over an L1.
Look, this cheap bugger, he couldn't even get the light bar. I mean, it'd be more compelling if it was like the chrome, or if it added like fog lights or something to that effect. It's just me personally. It seems like an unnecessary cheap out. Something they already couldn't use or see.
Well, some of it might actually be decontenting to remove cost, and some of it might just be we want to distinguish between these levels to give people a reason to upgrade.
Right.
So the cooler stuff goes on the more expensive vehicle.
Yep. It could be that all of them together, of course, could be the differential from moving from one to the other. It could be more motivation to do so, to do another Tesla stretch. But again, if they still are able to get the price down somewhat, we can help others get into the vehicle at a base price that are not able to do it today. So that would be a plus overall. I'm hearing pricing floating around 36,000 US, and I'm like, okay, it's cheaper than what is available today for the Model Y, definitely, but I don't know. I was hoping for 32, 30. I was really hoping that they'd be able to get it in that. Now, this of course is speculation. I'm seeing. Nobody has actual hard facts on this. But this is a best guess scenario.
The car just got $7,500 more expensive. So
right, or will in the end of September.
True.
And gonna be ready by then.
Right. Yeah. If we're lucky, their timing works out well, and this comes out at about the same time.
Yeah.
Initially, they had said first half, and then all this mess happened, and then all of a sudden they were talking before the end of the year. and I don't blame them because you got to redo everything with your suppliers because your suppliers have been tariffed on and off and on and off, and then all of a sudden your customers lose the credits. It makes the numbers a lot harder to pull together, and if you just put it out the way you intended to, it'd either cost you more or it would be just staggeringly more expensive than you wanted it to look like.
Other possibilities of changes in this car are going to be, get this, no cup holder cover. Okay, big deal.
I mean, what does this cover? I don't. You mean like the lid that closes? Or
I'm assuming it's the lid.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, whatever. Yeah.
Not a picture. Take a.
Well, it's a slide now, right? There's a slide that goes over the cup holder.
Yes, but picture in your head the Mexico Model 3, the base model,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's a start for what you should expect.
Another possibility is that there'll be no front storage, and I'm assuming that's like the extra box near the center under the screen.
So it'd be flat like the Cybertruck and original Model S.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original Model S is exactly what I was thinking. It didn't have that center console.
And that wouldn't let your water bottle stop halfway across the car as you went around a corner. Instead, it would go all the way across the car.
Well, on F and Cybertruck, there are these ridges. So as long as you don't take the turn too fast or it's not too tall.
Let's get real. We're all taking the turns too quickly, Casey. Come on.
even autopilot.
So yeah, there's that, and of course the one that we've said right from the beginning, they probably get rid of the rear view screen, which is like an easy removal for sure.
And we can see that one on Model 3 and Cybertruck. That's another one. So combine the Model 3 Mexico and the Cybertruck rear wheel drive. That gives you an idea of what I'm picturing they're going to go for and what they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah. So again, they're talking about there might be a change in the seats, which of course the Mexican Model 3 had the carpeted seats or the material seats compared to the vegan leather
textile. Yeah.
So the other thing is that with this Model Y Lite, since it's really not a new car, since all the components are going to be the same on the inside and all the dimensions are the same, it's just that there's removing things here and there. I don't think there's anything stopping from them for producing them in mass. Like I really don't think there would be an issue because they're already spun up with the Juniper Model Y. This is not just another Juniper Model Y with some stuff that they're saying doesn't get this. So I can't see that, besides maybe the headliner or something to cover the glass, if the glass is going to remain for a while, which very well may be the case in order to get the speed up, or they've got orders for maybe a metal roof as time goes along. They may switch at some point. So
maybe they he said it that way because it's there now and it won't be in the future.
Right.
That's another possibility. It will change a lot of processes on the assembly line, but like you're saying, if they just do it this way by decontenting, then really all you're training for is how to put that trim together and making sure that all of your materials come in at the price you need them to and come in on time in quantity that you need, that you can serial produce them. Because it doesn't matter if it only costs this much per 1,000 if they only send you 20 a week. You can't make cars with that.
Yeah.
Not on that assembly line. You could certainly do it for Model S and X, but not for Y.
And I think that with this car, again, the difference in price, once the federal credit is gone, it's going to have to be weighed what these differences are. But there is a possibility that you could have a lot of people opting out of the regular Model Y and going for the Lite, moving down from, say, the rear-wheel drive Model Y Juniper into the Lite version. you could have an exodus of some people that would typically spend the money on the other vehicle, but instead they may go back. Again, I know it's personal choice, and it's something that people want options in certain ways, and they're willing to pay more for it. In some cases, they're not. Again, personal choice. But if the pricing isn't really defined, and there's not a whole lot of difference, then there could be trouble that way.
I'm wondering if they can't do some stuff that we haven't seen them do much of lately. We know they can come up with different size battery packs basically on the fly. So I expect
Or
that.
software limit even.
Or software limiting, but I don't know in this case that it would help enough unless they're also
Exactly. Yeah.
It only makes right turns.
I'm joking about that, but I don't
like politics on X.
So as far as the software cap, I could see them doing a handful of them, but I don't see them doing many unless they're going to allow you to pay to unlock. However, I'm wondering about stuff like less content in the inverter, less content in the motor. I mean, it doesn't have to be a slow car; it just has to be the slowest one they've ever made, and it would still be quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the Roadster.
That might be like an upcharge. They could say, you know what, you get a little bit of a slower car, but for $2,000 down the road, if you want, you just flip the software switch, and you're back to baseline.
Yeah. So
although I mean that's kind of the same thing I said with software limiting, but then that means that they have to have the higher capability motor and higher capability battery, which increases their cost. And what percentage of people are going to upgrade? And unless they have, they do the math and figure out, we need at least 30% of people to upgrade. It's not worth it to do it.
Or if they know that really there's no point in downgrading the equipment because it's about the same cost anyways.
Right. So the amount of atoms they ship is going to affect it, but then you got to look at labor time, replacement parts, how many people are going to be willing to do a software upgrade, or is it worth it to just continue on without a software upgrade and just lock it forever like the Canadian base model for the taxes? It's going to be really interesting to see both if they even show us what they had originally planned and then what this thing ends up being. Because it's going to have to be compelling for a whole new set of customers while also not Osborning the ones that you got now and without offending the ones you've got now. So,
well, they are working on a smaller, lighter, slower motor for cyber taxi.
Yeah, for cyber taxi.
And so when that they might use that.
Yeah, but like they were telling Brian though, that's going to be unacceptably slow if it's manually driven. So I wonder if they'd go somewhere in between there and Model S40. Or what they'd originally planned for Model S40. Not actually, because that one was a 60 that did quite nice if you would have 75 pack in it.
Yeah, the Cybercab has to be fast enough to handle freeways and modern traffic. I mean, so yes, it's not a track car by any means, but it's not. I think this.
But it's not a 4-cylinder whistle either.
Right.
It's still an electric car. It's still geared correctly, and it's still going to get up to speed quickly compared to other cars, compared to other non-electric cars, for sure.
Right.
To me, it was sounding like it would be like a Volkswagen Bug or Prius of Tesla, and so the original Prius, not whatever they got going on now. I don't think it's 41.
Yeah, the 11-second 0 to 60.
Yeah,
and that was common. I mean, we're Tesla drivers now and have a whole different. Like, what? Do they even go that slow? Is that legal? Yes, it is. There are a lot of cars in that double-digit category.
But if you're coming from say a mid-trim Civic or Accord or Camry, Corolla, there's a lot of room in between the current base and that.
Right.
Yeah.
Even my Nissan Leaf felt really fast because the 0 to 20 was quick. I mean, that still pushes you back in your seat.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no real slow electric cars on takeoff.
Right.
Like you said, up to 30 kilometers. I'm sorry, 30 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. You've got to jump on anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
These are 4X, the original IDs.
Even those were faster than their gasoline counterparts. You're right. You're not going to win a race against a Model S. You're right. I made that mistake once. I didn't do it again. A guy with a Model S pulled up beside me, and we were on a desolate road. It was late at night, and I rolled down the window, and I'm driving my Model 3, and I said, "You want to go?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." He just blew my doors off. Like I was standing still. That car is just incredibly fast. I knew that, but it was fun trying. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, like, if they can get the production going, which I don't see a problem, except for, as Casey says, they got to have the right parts. But other than that, I don't think there's anything stopping them from launching this whenever they want. So it could be that, maybe they're waiting for the federal incentive to disappear. So maybe it'll be, the 1st of October, it'll be available. But I don't think there's going to be a problem hitting a date, because I think they can make them, as long as they've got the flexibility on with their production staff to say, okay, this is a regular, this is a light. Here we go. And
you got to feel sorry for their production staff. They just went through all this Juniper stuff in Q1 around the globe, switching cars, probably one of the biggest automotive changeovers in history, because this was one of the best-selling vehicles in the world, and are trying to do it all as fast as possible. And so now it's like, oh, and you guys are done with that? Well, here's another, let's make all these tweaks and changes too.
That's actually a smooth move, Mark, if they do that. Like, hey, so sorry you were too late. We don't have $7,500 to give you anymore. Oh, but we've got this thing. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
And JT, you got a point there. If it's priced around like the cloth Equinox or the rental Equinox, that's something there.
Yeah. And there's a few others that are gearing up for this too. I know that GM just unveiled their new Bolt EV for 2027. So they're gearing up to have something that's available when the incentive is gone too. So this could be something that's introduced, the day after the incentive goes away, and Tesla has this ability to really get the $7,500 back in someone's hand immediately, because the car hopefully will be that and maybe a little bit more cheaper than what it is today.
Another question, like who is in the Max Coalition that doesn't yet have it on at least one of their cars yet? Or they're just adapters?
Good question. I'm thinking, well, they're all coming online now, because of course from mid-year to the end of the year is all the Model 2026s are starting to be released. So we are going to see a flurry of new models that have the NACS installed natively, would be my guess.
Sounds about right, yeah.
All right, next, we talked about this last week, which was, what's that, Casey?
Eric was asking about the unbox, and we talked about how at the earnings call, Elon said, it's just a Model Y too. So that kind of plays right into it. So maybe that's another way they get to their price point, is they start doing unbox on this thing.
They could, but that's going to change the complete. That's going to be a separate line. That would be you can't share a line with an unboxed type build.
And that was part of the question, but that doesn't mean that's the part they were answering, because those guys don't ask just a one simple. They'll string together a whole bunch of stuff. And so yes, they responded to that question that included unboxed by talking about the new Model Y Lite, but that doesn't mean it's unboxed. And I think when we covered it, I thought it meant that, but now listening to it again later, I'm like, oh, they're trying to give as much information as they can, but that doesn't always mean that they're telling you everything that's really true.
You're not getting the answer you asked for. You're getting
Right.
you're getting something plus, which could change the answer.
Right.
But Lars, again at the X Takeover, talked a little bit about the demo to be the most epic ever, and it, like, Lars didn't say it specifically again, but he led us to believe that this was the Roadster.
Yeah.
So based on what he said in context, it sounds like the demo that he showed Elon, that Elon reported after visiting the Hawthorne Design Studio, was a Roadster demo that he was present for, obviously. But it sounds like there's going to be a demo shortly, which in Tesla term could be anything. But it's supposed to be by the end of the year. And Elon had said, Lars says shortly. So don't know what that means, but it does sound like it's a Roadster demonstration, which would be great. And all those people waiting for the Roadsters must be extremely excited because that, at least they get some more screen time of the vehicle and hopefully get some more details about what it's actually going to contain and what it'll be able to do. We won't get all of it, I'm sure, during the demo, but it'll check some boxes.
Mm-hmm. And everybody, well, not the vast majority of us, when we discussed it, said, "Oh, it's probably the Roadster." There's a small chance it could be something Optimus, and an even smaller chance it could be something we haven't thought of. But yeah, so the Vegas odds makers were right. It's the Roadster.
Yeah, exactly. Next, again, something else we talked about last week. Patrick did some numbers about Tesla's claim about being able to be, being able to reach half the U.S. population by the end of the year when it comes to RoboCab. What did you find out, Patrick?
Yeah, so when on the earnings call, Musk said, like you said, that half the U.S. will have access to it by the end of this year. And okay, that's a big claim. Right now they have 10 cars, when that happened, 10 to 20 cars running in Austin. And now he's saying half of the country by the end of the year. So I wanted to see how that would be possible. And so I started looking up. First, I was just looking at city populations, and that wasn't getting me even close. But then if you expand that to the metro area, so you include their suburbs and surrounding cities, and now you start getting to some numbers where you can actually do it. And it would take 37 cities. And of course, they're in Austin now. They're going to San Francisco soon. But even with Austin, they would have to include Round Rock and Georgetown. And that gets them to over 2 million. And then with San Francisco, they include Oakland and Berkeley. And those three together are 4.5 million. And so just going down the list, we mentioned Nashville. Nashville is on the list. Where is it? Number 35 is Nashville, Davidson, Murfreesboro, and Franklin, Tennessee. So that those together all add up to 2 million. So I don't know. I'll just throw out a few of the other: Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, DC, Arlington, Alexandria, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Pennsylvania, Phoenix, Boston. There's just a whole lot of places on here. And so 37 service areas that are pretty big, and they could get to half. Now, will they do that this year? Well, we know that Musk likes to push his teams hard, and that often means putting out nearly impossible tasks. And if they achieve half of it, that's still an incredible expanse for this year.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really his goal, is to drive them as hard as humanly possible, and make them realize that they can achieve things. And if you push engineers, you can get great results. And that's how he's managed and been as successful as he has. So anyway, that it went from I must have misheard that to no, he really said it, to how could that even be possible? There you go.
My guess, Patrick, 37 cities or 37 metro areas by the end of the year. Not a friggin' chance.
Oh, you're a realist. And that's not a billionaire.
What do you think in the comments? Let us know. Is there a possibility that you think if they can do 37 metropolitan areas by the end of the year? Let us know in the comments. Casey, what do you think?
I wouldn't rule it out, but it's gonna be.
Okay,
tough.
Casey, hold on. Yes or no?
Maybe.
So my guess is they'll have 5. I mean, so I think this is not.
You think it's complete fiction? Then there's no way.
I mean, 5. Look how long. Every place they roll out, they have to have a team to support it, and they have to have the city that allows it. They have to have regulations in place, and that each of these or most of these would be in different states, and so 5 would be fine.
Team that builds the team. Team that changes the team. So I think 15 should be doable easily by the end of the year, maybe 20. They've got the vehicles, and if they train the teams right, and they do like cross training, but the 37 itself would be one of those Elon goals. That Steve Jobs just chase them with a sharp implements, get them to run faster.
Take everybody that's worked in Austin and say, okay, you see how it's done. Now each of you go to a different place and start your own new one.
Yeah.
Go. You've got 3 weeks.
And that's why your service experience is so different at every service center.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's I really don't think that's going to happen. Patrick obviously doesn't with 5, but probably 5 is realistic. Like I could see that everyone's got different rules and regs, and there's definitely going to be some that like getting a different team together for every area. Like we see what's going on in Austin. They're even still putting out some cars with some LiDAR to do checks against it. And they're still driving around every once in a while. You see one of those cars with like a tripod on it. So yeah, that's going to be a real large hill to climb for sure.
I like Lee's method. We'll just put one robotaxi in each area and say we did it.
Suggest that would have to be the top 5, top 10, top 15. But if we do Lee's way, then yes, they can do it by the end of the year.
Exactly. Next, and this is something I really wanted to do, but I'm having difficulty running it. Our on the street reporter Brian White from Futuraza sent us a video from the Tesla diner, and for whatever reason, it is not letting me grab it. Oh, hold on. I've kind of got it. So let me see if I can share this. And here we go.
Tell me Brian wore one of the Cybertruck mule hats.
He does not disappoint, Patrick. He does not disappoint.
Yes, there it is.
There it is, wearing the hat.
You got to unmute him or check the box that says share audio when you hit share.
Are you guys getting the audio?
No, we're not.
I'm wondering if you didn't check the share audio when you hit share.
Yeah, unshare and reshare it and make sure you...
Okay. Let's try it again. So I'm sharing. I'm going to full screen. Do you hear anything?
Nope.
So on the picker page, there's a little check for audio.
Here, do you want to try it, Casey? If it's on.
No,
our
he doesn't
X
have the link. It's a private link.
Oh, I see.
Uh,
Posted on X.
Let's see.
Well, who's good at lip reading? So you're still sharing. So I think you have to stop sharing completely.
Up there and then do a new one.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you're saying that when I share it?
Yeah, when it says what do you want to share, and it gives you the preview, there's a checkbox for share the audio too.
Mm-hmm.
The checkbox is on.
Okay.
Good.
And then I guess we'll just check the volume on the share window to make sure it's not at 0.
It wasn't?
No, on the one that Patrick and I can see.
Oh, okay. Let me just try it again. Bring it up on screen. Back to the share. Sorry, people watching this. Still can't get this completely going. Try one more time. Share. Find it in the list. There it is. Maybe it's because it's a web link that it's not letting me to share audio, share a tab, tab or screen instead.
Yeah, the tab will have the audio. I don't know if the screen will have audio.
Mark at the Tesla Life screen joined.
Okay, well, I'll give you the audio.
Okay.
Brian's saying he's the man on the street. He's at the diner. He says hello to Casey and to Patrick.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got his burger hat on, and he's in front. He's seeing through the window. You see there's people there. There's an astronomical line in place. But it's festive atmosphere.
Cool. Oh, they have a walk-up window.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And he bumped into Franz while he was there.
Wow.
That's awesome. I haven't seen Franz in person in about 10 years.
And he said he's asking the audience, if you have some questions about the diner, since he's been there and experienced it, why not put it in the comments about Tesla Diner, and we'll connect with the answers next week.
Awesome.
So anything that you want to learn about the diner, go ahead and put it in the comments. And during this next week, I'll also work on getting the auto working on this for whatever reason that's not today. But we will get that working and be able to share it. But in the meantime, you got any questions about the diner? Put it in the comments, label it as Tesla Diner with a question mark, and we'll be able to pick it out from the comments and answer them next week.
Yeah. The cars with tripods, the ones that I saw the news of were other models, as if they were getting ready to open it up or seeing how it would perform with customer cars. And the other possibility is with that new Model Y, perhaps they're also make sure it's ready, but they wouldn't do that on a Cybertruck. They would do it on just a plain Jane Model Y.
Yeah. But it was interesting that from his video and some other videos that he had done during the week, and you can look that up at Futuraza on his YouTube channel. But he was filming around the other parking lot that's adjacent to the actual diner, and I saw nothing but Teslas. So there was some talk of a Rivian there, but I never saw it on any video. So I'm not saying the person was lying, but they said there was a Rivian around. I just don't know if it was charging.
There was also a Waymo that got in line because it didn't know better, and Elon said,
trying to make a turn into the diner or get around the traffic.
I wonder if it had a customer in it.
Maybe
they don't operate the Tesla service there, not yet. So.
Right.
But these chargers at the diner, they would definitely be the newest and the greatest. So I think that that would allow other vehicles to charge there, right? I don't think there would be an issue that way.
I assume they have Magic Dock
spaces. Well, I mean, they could also just assume you're going to bring your adapter now that everybody's part of the coalition except VinFast. But
True.
I've heard V4, but I didn't see any numbers, so I could confirm if it's a real V4 or if it's another V3 Plus like we used to see.
Oh,
Because-
Derek's got his question in, so
Mhm.
we'll grab that, Derek. We'll let you know next week.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's certainly the lineup was huge. He talked to some people in line that were getting up close to the front. They had been there 2 hours standing in
Oh,
line.
wow.
So, and we said this before, this place is going to be a zoo for the first while. And there's no question that that's what it is today. And there's another thing, the supercharger may be open 24/7, but the diner apparently closes at midnight.
Oh,
And then reopens again in the morning.
Yeah.
because it had 24/7 on the glass.
Yeah, but that's the supercharger.
And probably the restrooms? Or no, not even.
And the restrooms probably give you access to, yes.
So,
But
so
the actual diner and staff are limited hours.
Yeah, I've heard people of a split brain going on. They were expecting fast food pricing and gourmet recipes. So they called it expensive and mid. But I'm wondering if you frame your reference as other diners like the old school Denny's and the mom and pops, those kind of diners. I wonder if how it compares on that level for both pricing and for quality.
And it's Hollywood. You don't expect anything to be cheap. I mean,
No. and the other I saw one other on the streets, and they seemed predisposed to just assume it was gonna be bad. They got there like, oh, the line's crazy. We're not gonna wait in line. Let's go talk to some people, and they found people who were characters, and one of them was a guy who was just testing out his Magic Dock, and or not his Magic Dock, sorry, his CCS adapter, and yo, I've got problems with Elon. I'm never giving them any money. Well, would you come back next time? It's not busy. He gave the impression he wouldn't come back to try it again later, and then so the guy said, "So you're saying you would never come back?" And the guy said, "I wouldn't say all of that." And then he was explaining why he didn't want to give Elon any money, yet he's trying out the CCS adapter, and I'm like, all right.
yeah. My question is, they have solar carports there. I want to know what the total solar capacity is.
Yes, that's a good question. They look large, much larger now that you get the people in cars than they looked during the construction. Kind of like traffic lights, you know. They until somebody takes one down off the string, you don't really see how tall those
big
things
those
are.
Yeah. Well, I think we will leave it at that for this week. Again, get your question in about the diner and we'll get those answered. But let's move on to shout outs. Casey, what do you got for us?
Well, catch us on the Express shows, the Tesla Life Express. Catch me on Sundays over at youtube.com/Casey Green at GCustom on X. We do Let's Chat with Casey and Friends is the same style of topics. We've got a kind of a sidebar, like first time caller, long time listener, and then catch us again for the other live show, Express show, and then back here again next week for the live show.
Very good. Yeah, Derek, we'll do a poll on that, but we understand that Starbase is the next one. Apparently, he said that last week. But yeah, that's a good poll to do. Patrick, what do you got for us?
Again, I've been a busy blogger this week. I have a post up there about landlords and tenants. So it's a very interesting. We've talked about it a little bit on the show with Casey's situation, where there's no incentive for a landlord to do something like a heat pump that's going to reduce utility costs because the landlord doesn't pay the utilities, the tenant does. And there's no incentive for the tenant to pay for something like that that's expensive to upgrade a house that someone else owns. So how do you resolve that conflict and get green rentals? Well, the Energy Trust of Oregon has a system where they're trying to break that stalemate. They have a lot of free things that they will give renters. Ceiling sealants and other things like that are affordable. And then they also have incentives for landlords where they can write off the depreciation and get tax savings for it, so they can effectively do it at no cost. So anyway, I've got a post up about that. And then my second one is energy wars. So there's some really great quotes that I found that I thought this I have to write about. No country has ever been invaded or bombed for their solar production capacity. Supporting renewable energy is supporting a global peace plan. Distributed renewables is distributed social empowerment. And so, yeah, so that's the other article that's up there. Check it out at carswithcords.net. And as always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org. Thanks.
Very good, very good. We thank Lee Moon for the music. And of course, if you want to follow us through the week, you can follow us on our X feed at the Tesla Life. So connect with us there in between shows. But we'll get together next time and we'll find out what's happening in the Tesla Life.
Stay positive. Test negative.
Yes. I loaded the music twice, so pretend it's playing. Like I said, new browser. I don't know why it chose.
Thank you, Lee Moon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that works.